Welcome back. So glad you're here today with us. And you're going to love it and learn something because we have a wonderful woman, Marcella Silver. She has a fresh perspective on really, what you're looking for maybe in the world of investments. And she has her real estate license. We're going to talk about land banking today. I just thought that was really interesting. So I wanted to talk to her about it. Welcome, Marcella.
Thank you so much for having me, Jill. And just a quick correction, it's Marcella Silva, not Silver, in case anyone looks my name up. It's a real pleasure being here with you and your audience today, and I look forward to sharing something new with everyone.
Absolutely. And thank you. All right. So I know you didn't necessarily start out like, oh, I want to be a land banker. So let me just ask you, how'd you get into this? What's your story?
Absolutely. No, I appreciate that. And yeah, you're right. No one grows up wishing they could become a land banker. What the heck is land banking to begin with? So I'm originally grew up in northern New Mexico, out in the middle of nowhere, and I actually grew up watching my parents invest in land. And they did very well with that over time, helped put me through college. Went to college to become a computer nerd, software engineer. Did so well in school that I was recruited to work at Lawrence Livermore Lab in the San Francisco Bay Area. So worked for the government for a little over 10 years. And back in 2007, while I was working with them, they went through a major transition. As a result of that transition, they completely changed their benefit, including retirement. So at that time, I had an opportunity to decide, do I take my old 401k program and put it into the new 401k they were putting together, or do I do something else with it? And Jill, I vividly remember at that time sitting at my kitchen table, looking at my statement, thinking to myself, gosh, the only way this seems to go up is when I put money into it. This is ridiculous. I'm never going to be able to retire at this rate. So I knew I had to do something different. I had to take control of my future financial abundance and decided that I really wanted to own something real, not just have my money in the market that was, I don't understand it. It seems like it could go up in smoke at any moment. I mean, one little news article could send it tumbling down. So I just didn't feel secure with that. And I wanted to own something real, tangible, that I could see, touch, and that I knew would actually go up in value over time. So no big secret there. Real estate, that's created wealth for people throughout history. So I started going out and looking for real estate investment opportunities. Even got my real estate license. Not that I had planned on selling real estate. It was just kind of my nerdy brain working for me, needing to know it all. Went to seminars, read books. And along the way, I was just really wasn't feeling connected to tenants, toilets, and termites. That just didn't feel like the right thing for me. I didn't have the time, resources, or patience, to be quite honest, to deal with that. So one day, divine intervention just happened, and I went to a seminar, sat next to a lady, actually, who started telling me about something called land banking. I was like, what the heck is that? They never talk about that. Well, it turns out to be the best kept secret in real estate. I mean, if you think about it, land is used for everything. It is the fundamental asset that can never be replaced, will never go out of style, and will always be needed, even during pandemics and economic downturns. So I learned all about it, knew instantly it was one of those gut feelings, let my gut lead me, and invested my very first property using my old 401k, turned into a self-directed IRA. And that was in March of 2008, Jill, right before the major downturn. So thank goodness I took all my money out of the stock market before I lost it all. And within the first year of me buying that property, the value of it more than doubled. So after seeing that, I decided to retire from being a software engineer to become a full-time land banker and share this phenomenal opportunity that honestly is quite limited, is not going to last forever, and just try to help as many people as I can along the way. And I keep buying more land as well. I've become a land addict. So I put my money where my mouth is because it's such a great opportunity.
Now, let me just ask you. So, I mean, you obviously had some money to invest, but land banking, like, what is it?
Absolutely. So, well, let me give you this quote. General Douglas MacArthur describes it best when he says, all a man, I'm going to add in, or woman, has to do to get rich in America is find out where people are going, get there first, buy land while it's affordable, and then wait. So for the audience out there, just imagine the area where you grew up. Imagine what it used to look like and what it looks like today. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's a perfect example of a missed land banking opportunity. I live in an area where 20 years ago, I could have bought an acre of land for $500 per acre. And today that land is now worth about 1.5 million per acre. So the key is getting there, buying quality land, because not all land is good land. It's not just location, location, location. It's knowing what not to buy as well. Land is very risky if you don't know what you're doing. So I work with a company who's been doing this for 40 years, and we're helping people create wealth through an easy, peaceful investment that is a real asset and is always needed, land.
I love that. That just it's a unique opportunity for sure. And obviously you decided to get your real estate license to do this really as work in the world, right? And
Yes.
I love that. And you do this full time, eh?
Yes, I've been doing it for 13 years now. So, I quit my job. That was a scary proposition, a great working for the government in a laboratory, benefits and everything. And I quit that to do this because I believe in it so much. And I have helped hundreds of investors and continue to do so. I'm passionate about it, and I will continue to do so until the land runs out, because it is going to run out.
And about how long does someone have to wait when you say just wait?
Absolutely. So, the whole thing with land banking is being in a high growth area, pre-developed high growth area. We're not talking land out in the middle of nowhere where nothing is happening. And there's a lot of factors that go into high growth, mainly various different economic factors, as well as, city governments. There's a lot to understand around being able to do land banking correctly. So our goal is to position investors in typically a 7 to 10 year hold. That's the average wait time. It can happen much sooner. It could even take longer. That's why I always want my investors to be knowledgeable, have patient funds, and the longer you hold land, the more it's worth. That's just the way it is. They're not making any more of it. So as less and less of it is available, the value of it continues to rise. Here in California, real estate is super expensive. And what holds the most value in real estate is the land itself. In California, on average, over 61% of the value of traditional real estate homes and buildings is the dirt. I don't want to deal with tenants, toilets, and termites personally. I would just rather own the land. I don't have to be there for it. It's working for me while I'm sleeping. So peaceful investment and no stress. That's what I'm all about.
I love that. That is great. And of course, you live and work and invest, it sounds like, in one of the most expensive cities in the world. Which is another expensive city, and what are the more affordable places for land banking?
Sure. So I actually don't invest in the area where I live because it's too late. Here in the Bay Area, I would have had to buy land 20, 30, 40 years ago. There's no more land left here now. And I know people who've done very well doing land banking in the Bay Area, but unfortunately, that's no longer the case. We exclusively invest in a very limited area in Southern California, based off of, again, various different economic trends. Where is land available? Where's population going? Where's infrastructure being put in? And actually right now, land is a critical resource in what is being called the largest global shift of wealth that we will likely ever see in our lifetimes. And that shift is the result of climate change and sustainability on our planet and future generations. So it's really, being in integrity with my soul, knowing that I'm a part of the sustainability of the future of our beautiful earth. And not only that, but I get to own the land that's going to be needed and used to create renewable energy here on this planet. And this is also causing the largest land rush in California's history. It's really mind-blowing what's happening here. Not a lot of people know it. Everyone's going to be affected by it. And it's the opportunity to own energy real estate.
Wow, that is really unique. And I look forward to talking to you even more about this. But I'm sure other people would love to know more about this too. Marcella, is there a way you can share a link or something that people can get connected to you?
Absolutely. Just go to my website, dirtisgold.com, just as it sounds. Dirtisgold.com. You can sign up on there to hear about our upcoming webinars so you can learn all about it and see if it's the right opportunity for you. And I'm happy to speak to anybody and see how I might be able to support them.
I love that. Dirt is gold. That's a good tagline as a publicity person. It's memorable. I love it. I love it.
Awesome. I was lucky to get that website.
And thank you. Thank you so much for sharing today with us and for being my guest. Love what you said, and I'm sure it'll be inspiring for many. We just talked to Sharon Lecter just a bit ago. You probably know who she is, right? And
I've heard the name, but I don't know exactly who she is.
oh, Rich Dad, Poor
Oh,
Dad.
yes, yes, yes.
And she's written over 26 books. So
Wow.
Sharon knows a lot about wealth. And so it's great hearing her and now hearing you with a very specific strategy that works. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure, Jill. Thank you so much for having me here today. I admire you and all the work that you do out in the world, and just keep on being you and doing the great work that you do.
Oh, thank you.
Peace and blessings.